Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Super Luigi Galaxy. Last time, we explored yet another galaxy in the engine room, Toy Time Galaxy. Now that we had our fun with toys, it's time for us to finish our adventure through the engine room. So let's go ahead and grab our lives and head back up to the top to continue our exploration and finish things up. For now though, you need Mario's 20. I'll take his 20 bucks, just like how I do every week for the pizza delivery. Don't tell him, Toad. If you tell him, you won't get a slice. Let's take our shortcut here we made last time around to the top. And now, let's talk to the Hungry Luma here. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Got any tasty star bits? If you feed me a bunch of star bits, I'll burst with snacky happiness and then transform. I'm famished. I need 1,000 star bits to curb the hunger pangs. Expensive man, aren't you? I see how it is. You're in the big shot leagues. You want the big shot star bits. Well, here, take them. I have over 4 grand. You can take like a quarter of what I got. It's fine. That's it. I'm stuffed. Here we go. Transform! The Sand Spiral Galaxy has now appeared. Let's go ahead and jump into our launch star and go to the galaxy. The Sand Spiral has 1 star for us to get, choosing a favorite snack. So, jumping in, we can see the level asks us one simple question. Do you like boo mushrooms or bee mushrooms? Pick one, as that will determine how you get through the level. Very careful, this Magic Koopa here. Just gonna ignore them. Not really needed to fight. And in fact, they follow me to the next section, so I'll get you here. Yeah, there you go, get out of here. This white mushroom is yummy! Well, that's good to know. These yellow mushrooms are super delicious. Not like I've been sitting here all day eating them. Oh, I mean, that's a compelling argument. So this one's yummy, and this one he's been eating all day. That has to be tasty. I'm gonna take the bee. It sounds like if you can eat it all day long, it has to be the better of the two, right? This has gotta be a good snack. Luigi, you're the best. Yeah, whoa, 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 a bee! Oh, I see how it is. You're scared of bees. I'll leave you alone. So, yeah, the gimmick of this level is really just pick a power, and out of the two, you can use one of the two to fly around the whole section here, and that's just the whole level, or at least the concept of it. The bee here has a limited flight, but at the same time, the bee doesn't really have that much he's got to worry about to get through the level, as the worst thing you got to worry about outside your flight meter running out is the water being shot here from the bubbles. And that's basically it. Other than that, the bee can go ahead and fly straight up to the top here, grab this set of honey, and then it can go straight to the next section. But this bee is gonna take a dip in the sand because we're done with the bee. Instead, we wanna go ahead and pick a different snack. So back here in the beginning, let's go ahead and go back to our snack selection here. And this time, after I take care of this Magic Koopa, you're in my way, sir. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves the Boo Mushroom. Oh dear, a ghost! He actually hasn't eaten one of the Boo Shrooms before. If he never saw a ghost, he would have transformed into one. You have anything to say about the ghost? I don't think you do. You don't really care that I'm a ghost. I think he's actually trying to say, yeah, Luigi, you are the best. So his dialogue isn't really any different. He's unaffected by any of the transformations here. So the Boo power here is probably the harder of the 2 powers to use, as you have to worry about the light along with the Boos following you around here. But you have infinite flight as a Boo, so you can get through this section much faster with the Boo power, as long as you're good at avoiding all of the spotlights and the Boos. I personally prefer to use the Boo Shroom for this reason. it's bright because of the moonlight. Also, because of Rainbow Star, our final power here. So we got 3 powers in total to choose from in this section. We want to use the Rainbow Star to not only run fast here, but also has some invincibility, making this section a little bit easier to deal with when it comes to all the spike balls. It's supposed to run all the way around here, as this is one giant loop, and it closes itself in the more you go throughout the loop. It gets smaller and smaller over time, but you can also just skip past the loop and just go straight to the ending, and I recommend doing that because this takes so long otherwise. The jumps are risky though, so make sure you have more than enough speed built up with the Rainbow Star before you attempt it. But there you go. That is the Star of Sand Spiral Galaxy. Depending on what powers you choose to use, that mission can be arranged difficulty, but not really too bad overall in my opinion. It's a pretty simple mission. But let's go ahead now, save our game, and let's head back up to the engine room and take care of those last 2 galaxies that are in the dome itself. So, take our beam of light here as our shortcut straight back up to the engine room section. And now from here, let's go back into the dome. We'll go to a long jump to skip past this platform because I definitely missed the cycle. It's fine, we can just make the jump. And now, jumping back in, we got ourselves a question mark galaxy here that we're going to go ahead and jump into. This is Bonefin Galaxy. You need 55 power stars to unlock this, along with completing the giant eel outbreak. But we've done both of those, so now we're ready to go to Bonefin. So here at Bonefin Galaxy, we have one mission to complete, and that's King Fin's Fearsome Waters. So, jumping in, we don't really see all that much here for us, except what's in the water. We want to immediately go into that water, and I'm imagining what's in that said geyser area in the middle of this planetoid. Not going to be friendly. Welcome the boss of Bonefin Galaxy. This is Kingpin. In order to find Kingpin, we're going to grab ourselves a shell. Grabbing a shell, we want to go ahead and line ourselves up with this guy's jawline, because that crack in the jaw is his weak point. Getting hit will make you drop your shell, but thankfully in that case, I was lined up for a perfect shot. After you do your first hit here, the Kingpin, you will summon out Bonefins, which act like torpedo Teds. They will home into Luigi's location and will try to do their best to hit you no matter where you're at. So be very careful when it comes to these torpedo Teds, or these Bonefins. Torpedo Ted wannabes, am I right? I'm going to use this red shell here to get a good hit in on Kingpin, because remember, the shell can home in on enemies, but that's only if it's in its line of sight. In that case, I was way off target. So that's how the said shell missed. Can't fully rely on the homing of that kind of an attack, because sometimes it's not gonna work. Homing in this level I feel is a little bit weird due to just the perspective of swimming around this planetoid, so it's very easy to miss your shot because of that. I'm gonna trade off my green here for a red shell. Try to get redemption for missing that shot. And if we get closer to the Bonefins here, we will find Kingpin. Aim up our shot and do another thing of damage. And with that, now we've triggered Kingpin's final phase here. He's even more mad, which means he's summoning even more Bonefins. As we can see, he dropped us in a perfect spot to get a life shroom. So I'm going to be very careful to grab this shroom, which will also fill back up all my health, but it won't fill my air meter. So grab me a bubble and get my air back up the top. Hit Bonefin in the jawline, and with that, we should need one more hit, and that will do it for the fight. So let's get our red shell, line ourselves up with Bonefin here, and as you can see at this point, he's moving really fast, so we're going to want to cut him off by going around the side. There he is. We got him. He's in my line of sight. Throw the shell in his jaw, and that will do it. Kingpin is defeated. he explodes in a bony mess. And what's left now in his little geyser pit is our power star. Let's go ahead and grab a shell to get over to it as fast as we can now because we don't have that much air. Reminder, Luigi loses a lot of air when he spins. We'll use the shell to swim over to our star, completing Bonefin Galaxy. Very simple little mini galaxy. Fun boss fight to boot. Always like playing around with the shells underwater. They're very fun, especially the red shell that can home in on enemies. That's always a fun thing to use. But the galaxy is now complete. So let's save our game and head back into the galaxy selection list here one final time in the engine room because we have one more location left to visit. And that's the enemy base. 45 stars will gain you access to Bowser Jr.'s Lava Reactor. Let's finish up the engine room. So jumping into Bowser Jr.'s Lava Reactor, we have King Kaliente's Spicy Return. So jumping in, we can see a giant magma planet. And in the center must be where King Kaliente lies. We haven't seen King Kaliente since the very beginning of our adventure back in Good Egg Galaxy. It's been a hot minute, pun intended, with all of the lava. Got a bunch of Goombas around here, but we also have a cannon that shoots out bullet bills. We can use these bullet bills to guide a bill back over to where we landed and use that said bill to blow up a capsule holding the launch star. We have other goodies around us here too that we can get, some coins. There should be a life in the pile as well, but we're mainly just focused on getting to the launch star. Here's your extra life if you want that. I'm gonna actually just ignore it this time because getting a bullet bill all the way around this planet can be a little annoying, and it's very time consuming too. So I just want to get the launch star and move on to our next section. Barely any footing here. As we can see, these green platforms, they don't have much weight to them. So as soon as we stand on the platforms, they start to sink down into lava, which is really concerning for our sake. But hit these coconuts back at these octopuses, or octopi I guess, and grab ourselves the launch star to go straight to the main attraction here of the Lava Reactor. If I give up any more Grand Stars, my dad's gonna get mad. So this calls my ultimate weapon. Give him some heat, King Kaliente. Welcome back, King Kaliente. It's been a while, so hopefully you remember how to fight this guy. In order to fight King Kaliente, we need to wait for him to spit out coconuts. Then we can take these coconuts and smack them back at the king. Gotta do a couple rallies this time around. He makes the fight a little bit harder, as there were less rallies in our first encounter back at Good Egg. After doing some attacks, he will also summon out some enemies around the area. We're gonna be very careful about the fire and the lava and the sinking platforms. There's a lot to worry about here. And now there's meteors falling from the sky. Gee, like I didn't have to worry about enough before, am I right? Let's keep on jumping around in this section. That will keep you safe from falling into lava. It's the best thing to do here, especially with Luigi, because, yeah, buttery feet. You're gonna want to jump around all the time. But smacking the coconut back to King Kaliente 3 times in a row, that will be the end of the boss fight, which thankfully somehow gives more buoyancy to these green platforms. Don't know how that works, but it's good for our sake because they stop sinking into lava, which is great because it helps us get to our next Grand Star. 4 new galaxies. That's the least amount we've seen yet in a dome. And no speech from Rosalina. And you can tell at this point, things are a little bit different. Our final dome has unlocked. And it's way up at the top here. It's the garden. Kind of a shame that Rosalina doesn't have any comments about the garden, because after the bedroom, everything else in Super Luigi Galaxy becomes optional. So if you have enough stars, you don't need to do anything in the engine room, and especially in the garden room. But they're going after all the stars here in Super Luigi Galaxy, and that means we got a new dome to go through with 4 more galaxies to explore. And we'll be exploring the garden in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Super Luigi Galaxy, we'll head up to our final dome here in the Comet Observatory, the garden. I'll see you guys next time.